Hi, school psychologists, school counselors, and psychiatric social workers, and maybe even parents. Welcome to my channel. My name is Susie, and I'm a school psychologist. I've been one for about 15 years now, and today I'm going to share with you a little bit of details about my new book, School Based Counseling Made Easy. So, it's a bold statement. Am I going to make your life so much easier as a school counselor? I really hope so. I use all of my materials in this book, and I think that they're really great for in person counseling mostly. I do have some like telehealth, teletherapy type activities and games and things available on my Teacher Pay Teacher store, but this book is for all about the in person games. Most of us are back in person now, so we need lots of activities to help our students with their social and emotional learning. Topics that my book covers. I'm going to go through my whole book in this next video where you can just watch and follow along as I show you what it looks like as far as my games and worksheets on topics such as social skills, rapport building activities, and coping skills, mindfulness, and also executive functioning. So the executive functioning section I just added in, so it's not going to be specifically in that review, but there's a separate video that I have on my YouTube channel just for my executive functioning packet, and all the paperwork and activities are included also now in this counseling handbook. It's a PDF downloadable file, so all you do once you purchase it is you put it onto your laptop that your district gives you, and you can either print out the whole thing all at once and put it in a binder and have it ready to go, or you can just have it ready and let's say that you're doing a group on empathy, you can print out all the empathy games and worksheets and you're ready to go. My main recommendation is to be, at the beginning of the school year, or once you purchase this book, if it's, the middle of the school year, go ahead and print out all of the games with a color printer if you have access to one. And then also if you have access to a laminator, that would be great, because and the games are ready to go, they're laminated, they're protected, you can use them over and over again. If you print them all out ahead of time, then you won't have to worry about like deciding, oh, I want to do the coping skills wheel game that with my students today, and now I have to print it out and make it happen. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and it explains all the different parts to the book. I am creating different videos on my YouTube channel to explain each individual game and activity so that you feel very confident on how to use each activity with your students if you were to purchase my book. So thanks for watching and enjoy the tutorial.
So here is a brief summary of some of the activities that are in the book, School-Based Counseling Made Easy. So what is school-based counseling? I'm going to go over, just for a summary. So what is school-based counseling? School-based counseling is counseling services that are provided by school district employees, such as school psychologists, school counselors, and school social workers, which are typically short-term in duration and use a solution-focused therapy approach. Short-term generally means anywhere from 6 weeks to 1 school year. Generally, these services are geared towards social and emotional concerns adversely affecting a child's functioning at or within school, but can extend to concerns outside of the school environment when appropriate. So generally, school counselors and school psychologists are going to help with these areas listed below. This is a little bit about me and my experience. This is a table of contents. There are 3 pages of table of contents because I have a lot of content for you, over 300 pages. So the first section of the book is for counseling. So I have a referral form that you can use. I have a counseling intake questionnaire. I have a teacher-student progress questionnaire that I'll give to the teachers maybe every 2 months to see if they're meeting their counseling goals, or how their progress is looking, how they're functioning in the classroom, if there's any new areas of concern. Then the next section is rapport building activities and games. So I have a Jenga version of getting to know you, a beach ball, and a card game. Just a little variety on building rapport with students. Fun activities, that's what I'm all about. The next section is social skills. So here are some lessons. This is a self-evaluation for students to take as an activity. This is the conversations game activity. Then I have a few activities with lessons on manners. I also have some videos on my YouTube channel, Counseling Fanny Pack of Fun, on manners that can be used during your counseling sessions. This is the manners board game that you can use as in one of your sessions. These are the cards for it. This is a social skills beach ball game. So just like the rapport building beach ball, once you make the beach ball, all you have to do is use it for a variety of my games. So this one's geared towards building social skills, practicing social skills, thinking about communication and practicing introductions and making eye contact and other kinds of important skills that are related to building social skills. This is the same version of the game, but you can play it with a card deck. Usually I use the card deck versions more for older students. The younger students just really like those beach ball games. And then this is also a Jenga social skills game. So they pull out a piece of a Jenga. You just number the Jenga pieces. And when you play the social skills Jenga version, you have the students pull the number and then you read the prompt to have them practice the social skill or answer a question. This is a social story, Listening to My Teacher, and it's a coloring book that you can do as a counseling activity. This is the girl version of it. This is a social skills coloring book for personal space. It's pretty similar, but it's very specific to teaching your students about why it's important to give personal space and how to give personal space. This is the chapter on empathy. This is a lesson. This is worksheet activities. This is an empathy specific board game. And here are the cards for it. Another empathy game, thinking about others' feelings game. So here you're going to read the prompt and then ask the student, how would the person whose name is underlined feel in that situation? So you're teaching your students to think about how others feel. This is the Tower to Empathy game. The directions are included. I also do have a YouTube video specifically about how to play that game. This is a worksheets related to empathy. This is the coping skills chapter. This is about coping skills, lessons on it. This is a Jenga coping skills version. This is a worksheet on positive thinking. This is the Wheel of Colors coping skills game. And I'll make a video coming soon on how to play this game, but the directions are included if I haven't made it yet and you have purchased this workbook. This is some worksheets that you can use in your counseling sessions for coping skills. And now this is the anger management chapter. I have a lot of products and activities for this chapter. This is a calming helper tool, expected versus unexpected behaviors. This is anger management themed beach ball game. This is the card game version of that game. This is the game, the Wheel of Colors anger management game. Here are the directions. Here are the cards. And I'll make a separate video for that one. And then the frustration game, I do have a video on my YouTube channel specifically about how to play this game. These are the cards. This is a social story coloring book specifically for calming my body and playing safely. This is a front-loading card that comes with the book that you can give to the student's teacher that he or she can then use with the student who has some anger difficulties on the playground, just for front-loading them on the expected behaviors. This is for the chapter on self-esteem and positive thinking. Little bit about self-esteem, and then this is the self-esteem version of the Jenga game. So again, you can use a Jenga with numbers 1 through 25 for many of the games included with different themes. It just, that way it's versatile for whatever you're working on with your students, and it's kind of a fun activity. This is a self-esteem weekly journal. This is an activity called the Positive Thinking Superheroes Play and Worksheet activities. So for this one, you read the play with your students. And then there's a follow-up with discussion questions on positive thinking and what your students can learn from the story. This is a worksheet helping your students think about how their thoughts impact their behaviors. This is a positive events daily chart. This is an activity called My I Can't Monster. You have the students watch a video from Zenden, and then they can pick out which monster they want to color after the video. And then it's kind of like a homework activity where they keep their monster and they put an X on the monster every time they defeat him during the week. This is a chapter for academic motivation. This is a social story activity. So you can have the student make their own book and color it. This is a social story, Doing My Schoolwork. There's a girl and boy version of this story. It's about the importance of school and helping your students understand why they go to school and why doing their work is important. This is for the chapter on mindfulness. These are about the different types of meditations and mindful activities they can do. And then this is a little something on mindfulness art meditation and a few pictures that are drawn that can be mindfulness coloring that are gender neutral. I've noticed over the years that many mindfulness coloring pictures are more female gender based, like flowers, and I don't know, they just seem not as fun for boys if you had a group of boys that you wanted to teach mindfulness about. And then this is the chapter on sleep. So it starts with a sleep questionnaire, sleep routine weekly journal, and then a presentation that has a bingo activity so that you can teach your students about sleep and they can play a bingo game while learning about sleep in order to help them pay better attention and be more engaged in the activity. And then this is just a separate bingo game related to sleep. I had a bingo theme when I was creating sleep things. And that is it. So that is the book. The end does have a little notes page. You could take some notes for yourself on using the book, but it's a downloadable PDF. So anytime you need a certain game or a certain worksheet, you can just download that specific one. And, you could also print out the whole thing. I would recommend printing out all of the games prior to, at the beginning of the school year, and printing them out in color and laminating them, and then kind of organizing them in a system so that anytime you need one of them, you can just pull it out, and then it'll be very durable because it's laminated.
So thank you for watching my quick tutorial on my book. I hope you found it very useful and you decide to purchase, because I think it'll really help you with your school-based counseling. And there's tons of activities and lots of variety. All you really need is a Jenga, a beach ball, and a deck of cards, and then a printer to print out the rest of my games, and you've got weeks and weeks of activities to do with your students. And enjoy!